broken.
Hello and welcome to Lord Lukan. It's time to fix your curtains and rein in your deer because we're taking a look at 90-Day Fiancé Love in Paradise. We've got confident Kyle.
I'm here to get a STD test.
Then a pair of legs gets left in a car. And Shawnee does some engagement stuff.
In a word, epic.
Hello there and thank you for coming. Big loves to those who've subscribed, you beautiful people, and a warmed seat by the fire for the members of the Lukan Manor. Also big shout out to the newest member, Lady J of Geington. So what's been happening on that 90-Day Fiancé program? Is it any good? Does it have people that make you wonder if they'll sign a marriage certificate or a 5150? Well, my little lovely, let's go find out, shall we? And our first flight of fancy is off to Italy. What a lovely place. I actually got my finger stuck in the Vatican once. True story. Anyway, we're going to say potrei very el conto por favor and meet Adriano and Alex.
Keep trying! No!
I tried to do a lovely water shot too with my kids, but, didn't go according to plan. And yes, I did say kids plural. There's actually 3 people in this shot. What? You can't see him? Well, there he is, my fully dressed son in the water. Anyway, they're in Naples, which is a bit like Italy's gift shop. Need some tat to gift someone you don't like much, like a fridge magnet or a tea towel? Well, Naples is your place. It even sells some really exotic fruits and veg.
Oh, look at these tomatoes. They're so red.
Yeah, they do that. So these two are doing the old meet the parents bit, and Adriano's gin arrives 2 minutes before he does.
Ciao.
Blimey, he could have kissed her from the doorway. Still on the door subject, take a look at the next clip and see if you can spot something fishy.
Hello. Nice meeting you.
Did you see that? Well, of course you didn't, because this camera guy's a ninja and you didn't see him. So, Mummy, whatever her name is, tries not to make it obvious that there's a whole crew outside the door by totally not really nodding at them as the camera guy moves about on the stairs. Good job, crew. But I'm sure the meal will go swimmingly, just as long as she doesn't bring up controversial subjects, of course, like, I don't know, politics or, religion.
You guys are Catholic, but he believes in nothing.
Whoops. So what's the problem with these two attractive people?
God says how to love is kind of a roadmap of how to love properly.
Alex believes that if Adriano doesn't do God, then she won't be doing him. Whatever your stance on God, gods, or flying spaghetti monsters, I'm pretty sure we can all agree with one thing. God, the gods, or the spaghetti monster must have given life the ultimate gift of freedom of choice. So if we're modelling that behaviour, surely giving someone some of that freedom of spirituality is just a sign of love. Anyway, that's way too serious for this channel. So let's leave Alex pulling some subtle faces and head off to Colombia to meet Luke and Madelein. Lukan? Well, you better hold up the name, son. So what's the dealio with these two? Well, she's totally not a gold digger, and he's totally not just a short guy who overcompensates for his small wallet. Note, a man who dresses himself in symbols of wealth, then moans about the cost of stuff. And Luke is worried about getting the old hump and dump treatment, so he wants to propose a prenup to protect his asset.
The prenup. Have you ever heard of it?
So, take that as a maybe? Maybe she's just going over there to Google it or something.
Madeleine doesn't seem to understand how insecure I feel.
Says man dripping in suspicious-looking metalwork. I would say your financial insecurity is pretty visible. I think that a guy who claims to be insecure about his wealth then flaunts it, or the illusion of it, is a bit like stuffing a pair of socks down your trousers and moaning that people are looking at your bulge. It's the male equivalent of the thirst trap post of a woman in her underwear with the caption, "Oh, I feel so depressed today," in menu Victoria's Secret stuff. Link in bio.
I had to bring up the prenup to, feel better about everything.
And how did that work out for you? Well, as long as you feel better. And, how's all that feeling better going? Yep, let's fix it. I mean, everyone knows Colombian women get over anger really quickly and don't harbour resentment at all. And nothing soothes the savage gold digger like a paper towel. I have some doubts about Madeleine though. She's all sweetness and shite for the camera.
I give to him completely my hair.
But when she storms away...
She's calling me.
Is it me or does this have Anfisa and George vibes?
Hello?
Because you know how well that ended.
What are you doing?
But I'm sure Lukey will be fine as he confidently answers the phone.
Hello?
And then bravely explains that he doesn't want to argue.
I don't want to.
Then he says,
I had hoped that this conversation would go a lot differently.
I'm sure you did, my delusional sausage, but I can't stop staring at that earring. It's so out of place and a little yellowy. And what is it anyway? A noose? Is it a bit more foreshadowing?
How are you gonna do this to me in front of everyone?
Blimey, that actually sounds like the same noise. Could you imagine the horror of playing them both at the same time? Oh yeah, sorry about that. Curiosity leads me in some disturbing places sometimes. But it's all fine because he tells her he wants to be with her forever and she's all happy about it.
I want you to be my girl forever.
But forever, that's like, forever. Righty, fling your bag in the overhead locker because we now take a trip to Malta. And if you're like me, you're thinking, yep, heard of that, no idea where it is. It's here, just between the terrorists and the tourists. And here we meet Annie and Kyle. They look like pretty regular people to me. So what's their story? My guess was it was a sugar mama and a soy son at first, but we find out as we go. Then we kick off with Annie and her mate Steph, doing a bit of yoga and have their retinas bleached by the Maltese sun. Calming. And then Annie drops in the plot reminder for those who weren't paying attention in the back.
I want Kyle to stop donating through sex.
Say what? I'm pretty sure she just said...
Donating through sex.
Yep, she sure did. So this couple's troubles are based around his job, which is doing some donating the good old-fashioned way. On a side note, did you hear about the guy who was doing it and was actually sterile? Oh, whoops.
How we can make it work. How we can make it better for both of us.
Maybe she should be allowed another person too. all in the name of charity and goodwill. Then the yoga lesson does a bit that Annie knows and she goes for it.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Oh, namaste. Yes, I can do that bit too. And namaste to you too. So now she can let go of that fart she's been holding all lesson. As we meet Studley Studdington, the global procreator, the father from another harbour. It's Kyle. Okay, slight tangent time. Do you remember that video for that song I just played for the Bee Gees? Where the little one didn't get the memo about looking tough. He's grr, wee. Anyway, what's up today, do you think? Well, whatever personal matter he may be attending to, don't you worry. They'll make sure there's a bloody great camera crew to film every cringing moment. Can you imagine him telling his mates that it'll be on TV?
I'm here to get a STD test.
Hey, nothing totally mortifying about that. But he's there because of a little thing he's not told his partner.
Donating through sex to a woman in Australia.
Okay then, so, moonlighting with another client?
One in Norway and one in the UK.
Okay, so he's been moonlighting with multiple clients in multiple countries. You wouldn't think it, would you? If you see this guy coming through customs, you'd think, probably worth a quick anal probe for narcotics. But actually, he's there to repopulate your country.
But what Annie doesn't know...
What she doesn't know? Like there's more? All right then, brace yourselves.
Is that there's other women I donated naturally to recently.
Another one? Yeah, sure. Well, at this point, the number is largely irrelevant, isn't it? I would consider one person pretty much the same as 100 people. Doing it's doing it, regardless of the staggering quantity. Plus, if she's already found out you've been sleeping with multiple people, then you just confess one more. It's not exactly a shock, is it? Not like the first time round.
I think she may react kind of harshly when she finds out.
You think? Well, nah, be fine. He's got a rock-solid plan.
I did natural donations, but I'm STD free, and here's the results.
So his plan basically is to tell her and then go, ta-da, but I don't have STDs. Yeah, that'll make it better.
And there's really nothing to worry about. And she'll be happy.
Of course she will. Back now to Luke and Madelein, and Luke is making some breakfast. Hope you like your egg crunchy. Though it'd probably fry that egg a bit quicker if the pan was hot enough to, melt butter. Yeah, no, this is going to be scrambled eggs by the time it hits the plate.
So Madelein,
Yup. So after all that prenup business, they stayed apart and now Madelein is on her way. And she's decided to accessorize with a little fluffy dog this time, just in case she didn't look gold diggery enough. But he's had enough of his own pandering.
I'm the one doing the compromising.
caving.
Caving? Well, don't want to know about your makeup sex, but I think she's got her make him apologize game on. Just check out the outfit. Sporty look which suggests laid back or lack of caring, or possibly that she's been so sad she hasn't had the time to think about wearing something decent. But then the cutout cleavage says get him staring. Cute dog to emphasize vulnerability and cuteness, so her performance of sad is a bit more convincing. Plus, she won't have to actually cry because she can just bury her face in the poor creature. Bit of bling to say the clothing is a choice, not a budget, and it could possibly be from him. And she's wearing it to remind him of how he felt when he gave it to her. And of course, don't forget the bag with all your overnight stuff in it, because she wants him to work super hard to get her stay, even though she was going to do it anyway. So this performance is pretty good. Can she maintain this sensitivity and vulnerability?
Realize, to be honest.
Yeah, shut up you. She's got a whole bunch more to say.
I think it's a...
No, let me talk.
Okay.
Generally, the idea, though, of saying let me talk means you might have something to say. But Madeleine doesn't let that stop her.
It's a glass half...
Let me talk.
To be honest, though, if you're in an argument with someone and they throw in the whole,
It's a glass half...
Let me.
yeah, well, the glass is half full, but you see it as blah blah cliche blah blah nonsense, I'd be like, enough with your glass, being half empty or full. Whatever the case is, you still don't have a proper drink. And how do we know he's all about that middle management?
But I'm willing to table this conversation for now because it seems like we're talking in circles.
I know this is a really difficult conversation, so let's put a pin in it.
Then run up the flag and do some blue sky thinking. Meh. Time to hail an Uber to Brazil to see Aliyaa and Shawn. Aliyaa happens to be a transgender person, and Shawn happens to look like he's on Undercover Boss. He's got that suspiciously perfect hair and beard combo, but not one of those undercover bosses that think that giving away more shifts and a new mop head is a reward. Anyway, it used to be Shawn, Aliyaa, and some other guys a throuple, but now Shawn is focusing his life on Aliyaa and plans to ask her to marry him. And Aliya's mum says,
and if you are making me happy, you are making her happy.
In her mind, it's probably an upgrade from the relationship with two men twice her age. I'm sure Aliya's mum isn't as green as she is cabbage looking. And those that two grown older men from another country don't invite exotic young men into their room because they need someone to spin the wheelie thing on Twister. Anyways, Shawn says the proposal will...
in a word, epic.
Okay then, well, they're on 90 Day, the bar has been set pretty low, so let's see what epic means. Well, he only got the Brazilian equivalent of Fiancé to ask her for him. That's actually pretty epic, isn't it? Granted, I'm sitting here thinking like, who? But I get the sentiment. So she says no. Yeah, she doesn't really, but, thought it'd be funny.
Oh my god, Anita's proposed to me?
Shawn proposed. Are we sure she got the joke? Right, let's get back to Chinny Chin and Alex as the religion conversation reaches the car ride home. She says that she used to be all...
I was partying all the time, having threesomes.
Yay, threesomes.
But when I decided to go to church...
Boo, church. But Chinny doesn't agree. He thinks that she sorted her life out and not divine intervention, and would much rather have met her before all this God business.
I don't want to go like this. I'm never gonna call God. Just accept it.
But saying that is like a capital offense in Italy, so they send out the God Squad to arrest him.
Phil said and Alex was kind of convinced to have
This here, it's real love. Like, I genuinely care for you.
Yeah, he doesn't want real love, he wants the, fake love with lots of sports sex. Well, that's almost it for today, and the last word goes to Luke and Madelein. And that, my beautiful viewer, is it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me, and please do give a little like and subscribe. Why not try one of these little morsels of fun? And I look forward to seeing you again. So until next time, stay beautiful, love to my 3, and you take care of yourself.
Hit subscribe now for a